Here's what's happening now. Not quite as warm as what we saw yesterday. Still beautiful, but we're not going to be able to say that going into the weekend. Karen?
All right, thanks, Ben. Also, breaking news from United Airlines as the company takes action to end the controversies over this infamous customer confrontation. New developments surrounding the Detroit doctor accused of female genital mutilation, and Sean Lay is live.
Live with a missing persons case out of Macomb County, Karen, that has now turned into a homicide investigation. Sad details coming up first at 4.
Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this very busy news day. I'm Karen Drew. We have breaking news this afternoon. Let's start in Ray Township. That's in Macomb County. And that's where a massive search just wrapped up behind a home on Kunston Road. We're told this is related to a missing persons case. Local 4 Sean Lay is live this afternoon at the Macomb County Sheriff's Office. So, Sean, what can you tell us?
Karen, we were out there all day long. Neighbors just horrified from everything that unfolded before their eyes. We're talking about Kunstman Road and 28 Mile. That's the scene. Let's take you to that scene and detail everything that we watched unfold. An entire team of Macomb County Sheriff's investigators, well, they were led to this home on Kunston Road early this morning, right around 7 o'clock. Now, a person led them to where sources tell me human remains were buried in the back of this home, near an outbuilding, directly behind it, as a matter of fact. And indeed, around 1 o'clock this afternoon, we watched as remains were discovered and then taken away by the Macomb County Medical Examiner. Sources telling me tonight that a person came to the sheriff's office and came to investigators with information about a homicide. Now, what the sheriff is saying tonight, he tells me this is all related to a missing persons case they had been investigating. Karen, coming up live at 5 o'clock, more on that missing persons case. Coming up live at 6 o'clock, more on the recent drama focused on that home. But again, neighbors there absolutely horrified as partial human remains were found behind that house.
All right, very disturbing. Thank you, Sean. We'll check back with you later. Now, you are looking at a live picture from a natural gas leak. This is happening in Grosse Pointe Woods. Homes, businesses have been evacuated off of Mack Avenue near Allard. Southbound Mack just reopened moments ago, but Allard remains closed. Emergency crews from DTE are still on the scene. No estimate yet on when they will be finished. Authorities said gas mains were being replaced, and it looks like crews struck a line. We are monitoring the situation very closely, and of course, we'll keep you posted. Henry Ford Hospital has fired this woman, Dr. Humana Nagarwala, and she was in court today to face new charges in a case of female genital mutilation. The 44-year-old ER doctor had been on administrative leave following her arrest. She's accused of performing the illegal procedures at a clinic in Livonia. The doctor who owns that clinic and his wife are also charged. In court, Nagarwala pled not guilty to the new charges handed down yesterday. She's being held without bond. Oh, we did see some rain earlier today, but things are calming down a little bit. So let's join Ben Bailey for what we can expect over the next couple of hours.
Yeah, Karen, we even got some sunshine back as the clouds have broken up downtown. A little bit of blue sky out there, and temperatures are not bad. They're just not quite as warm as what we saw yesterday when we were looking at those 80-degree numbers, especially in our west and south zone. It's mid, even upper 60s in a couple spots, but look at those winds out there. 20 and getting close to 30 miles an hour right now, southwest of 28. Is that wind speed at Metro. Rest of tonight looking dry, just not quite as mild. We'll look at those cooler numbers coming up. We're gearing up for a soaker this weekend. Won't be the entire two-day stretch. We'll time that out. And next week is not going to be a repeat of this one, at least as far as temperatures go. All of that in your 7-day forecast coming up. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. We also have breaking news from United Airlines, which has come to a settlement with the passengers in that infamous video being dragged off a flight in Chicago. It's been a public relations fiasco for the airline. Devin is in the newsroom, and Devin, the settlement comes just as United CEO is making a promise to customers.
Exactly right, Karen. CEO Oscar Munoz just gave an exclusive interview to NBC to talk about the airline's investigation of the incident, and late today word that the company is settling with the passenger in question, Dr. David Dow. You've seen the video that caused all the outrage. Airport police officers dragging Dr. Dow off a United flight that was overbooked. They needed to make room for United employees who were needing to get to another airport. Dow's attorney says the two sides have come to a settlement, but the agreement forbids him from talking about any of the details, including the dollar amount. United's CEO says their investigation found a system-wide failure, and the company is making many changes to try to prevent similar occurrences.
primarily, if we start with the basic premise and all our policies and how we fly, putting the customer at the center of this, I think the policies will sort of fan out and avoid issues like that. Had we had in place, we've rolled out today, a couple of the items, the incident with Dr. Dow would never have happened, because we would have never called law enforcement to take somebody out of a seat that they had paid for and were just on their way home.
Yeah, now one of the changes, United employees will be able to offer up to $10,000 to get passengers to change flights. Lester Holt will have more of his exclusive interview with the United CEO coming up on NBC Nightly News at 6:30, only on Local 4. Karen, back to you.
All right, thank you, Devin. Delta Airlines is now dealing with a customer controversy after kicking a man off a flight because he went to the bathroom while the plane was waiting to take off in Atlanta. It happened last week during a 30-minute delay on the tarmac. The passenger says he took less than a minute to get back to his seat, but Delta says the plane lost its spot in line for takeoff because he was not seated. Delta released a statement saying, in part, it is imperative that passengers comply with crew instructions, especially at takeoff and landing. First at 4, we're also following stories that are making headlines all around the world. We start with protests in Paris. Things got ugly as students were marching against far-right presidential candidate Marine Le Pen. She's known for her anti-immigration views, and she wants France to leave the European Union. Police used tear gas when the students started to throw things. Le Pen is one of the 2 candidates left in the race for president. The other is a more moderate. French voters go to the polls in early May. British police still on high alert this afternoon near Parliament, and today they arrested a man carrying knives near the office of Prime Minister Theresa May. Police suspect he may have been preparing for an act of terrorism. They detained a 27-year-old man during a stop and search, part of an ongoing operation in that area. No one was injured. Security has been stepped up since a man stabbed a police officer and ran over pedestrians on Westminster Bridge last month. South Korean officials say key parts of a U.S. missile defense system known as THAAD have been installed. That means the system is ready to be deployed. The U.S. and South Korea agreed to get the system in place as tensions continue to rise with North Korea. The U.S. is hoping China can pressure North Korea into giving up its nuclear ambitions. The Trump administration says all options are on the table if North Korea refuses. A big day in the world of local business. The Great Lakes Women's Business Council is preparing for its 33rd annual gala to honor the movers and the shakers who boosted Michigan women in the business world. Arbala Tutman is the proud MC and brings us the story of one rock star in the world of women-owned businesses.
You know, this is a really big day for the Great Lakes Women's Business Council. Their big theme is legacy and building a legacy. They're giving a lot of awards today, and they're really giving them to a lot of really big names. But take a look at this actual award. This isn't the kind of trophy you just kind of put away in the closet when you get done with it. This is a real, beautiful work of art. So I want you to indulge me for a moment. I mean, go through this award, go through the glass, keep going still. April Wagner of Epiphany Studios in Pontiac is blowing, literally blowing it.
So it's really interesting to work with material that you can't touch with your hands.
She's found a comfortable place amongst the things that cut most fingers and hands.
This is a liquid that is going to turn into a solid, and at whatever point I stop working on it, I've captured that moment in time.
Her installations are now all over the world, and she is changing the way we see glass with her artistry. She is a new member of the club, the growing sorority of certified women business owners who are pumping billions into the economy. She is not just an artist, but an employer and a businesswoman, a player in the world of business. In fact, according to the latest census statistics through the Great Lakes Women's Business Council, there are 263,000 women business owners in the state of Michigan. And our state grows female entrepreneurs faster than the national average.
Michigan is so fertile for women-owned businesses because we have more than 100 major corporations that are ready to do business with women business owners.
The women who belong to this organization generate $13.8 billion in revenue annually.
Now when she steps out,
there is crazy energy at Suburban Showcase right now as preps are underway for tonight's big gala celebration of the local business owners who've gotten their shine on. Today at the 33rd annual conference, titans like Federal Mogul, GM, Ford, and Chrysler will be in the audience. And so will trailblazers like the Rush family group of businesses and Rim Custom Racks. But there will also be smaller businesses represented like Epiphany Studios. This is really exciting. So you can see they're getting the stage and the lights ready for Mary Wilson of the Supremes, who's going to be performing at tonight's event. But let's get back to those numbers, because the numbers are really staggering when you really understand that women are the fastest growing sector of job creators in the state. And the Great Lakes Women's Business Council, they not only want you to know that, but if you've got a great idea or an entrepreneurial spirit, they want you to actually come and join them. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Definitely a great group of women. Thank you, Paula. Still ahead, first at 4, Michigan State versus the University of Michigan. Which school is being called one of the best in the nation? And Dr. McGeorge is here.
Well, Karen, a lot of people love Facebook, Snapchat, or Instagram, but could too much social media backfire and hurt your mental health? Well, there's new research points that point out a problem. That's next in Good Health.
Up first, Republicans are trying to get health care reform off life support. Changes that could affect your coverage. Next.
The Wife of, coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
Talk to any Michigander or particularly Detroiter about their auto insurance and you'll get this answer.
It is outrageous.
Would you like to get a little jingle back in your pocket in this whole auto insurance program? Well, it turns out there is a move afoot to change all of that and give you just that.
All right, thank you very much, Rod. Republicans are hoping to revive efforts to repeal and replace Obamacare, but they face a tough balancing act. A new amendment has won support from the House Freedom Caucus, which killed the bill last month. The compromise would let states decide to not offer essential benefits like maternity care and prescriptions, and they could remove requirements of equal cost for people with pre-existing conditions. Now, the plan is losing support among moderate Republicans. House Speaker Paul Ryan says a vote will be scheduled if and when they have the votes to pass the bill. Let's talk about social media and good health. Social media should improve a person's sense of being connected to all of their friends and family, but new research actually shows that social media can make you feel pretty isolated. So we brought in Dr. McGeorge to talk a little bit about this. And I guess this is no surprise, because we take a look at it and some people almost become addicted to this medium when they're losing relationships in the real world.
That's exactly it. And, you know, it's not really a real world situation. But the funny thing is, think about the word social media. It sort of implies that there should be something social involved. But in fact, it may be just the opposite. There's a new study looking at people between 19 and 32 years old that found those who spent the most time on social media actually had the highest likelihood of feeling socially detached.
People who are already kind of socially isolated got even more isolated because they used it as a substitute for social contact. So if they were uncomfortable being in social situations, they didn't have to be, and so they were even more isolated.
Interestingly, even people who were not socially isolated to begin with had a tendency to back off of real-life social contact when they engaged in more social media use. So, if social media is actually causing you to change your social habits, it's probably time to take a step back and reevaluate how much you allow it to influence your day-to-day actions. And I think a lot of people just feel a lot of pressure because they see their friends doing this, that, and the other thing, and then they're like, well, I'm not doing this, and then they feel less. And so, you know, there's a lot of other things involved in social media.
And also, if we can challenge ourselves too, I think like when you're waiting in line or you sit at, let's say, a table and waiting for someone, actually communicate to the people around you instead of just grabbing your phone as this
talk to them.
Yeah, what a concept.
Crazy. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Doc. I'd love to talk to you, Ben Bailey, about our forecast. How's it going?
Well, thank you. I'm not going to put my head down on my phone for the next 2.5 minutes, but the temperatures outside still nice, not quite as nice as they were yesterday. A lot of 60s out there. Mount Clemens at 70. Today, though, the cooler locations are actually out to the west. 58 in Jackson and Lansing is at 59. When you do the math between yesterday's 4 p.m. temperatures and today, quite a difference. In fact, upwards of 20 degrees cooler just to the west of our west zone. Not as much of a difference here on the east side. Remember, that's where the cooler locations were yesterday. There was some rain. We did have a few thunderstorms roll through here in the midday. Those are gone, and we're under dry conditions. We even broke up some of the clouds, too. Got some sunshine in here, which is helping. But temperatures are still going to be heading down as we head into the upcoming weekend. Cold front is coming through this afternoon, and behind that, Cooler air, also breezier conditions. We're going to see 10 to 20 mile an hour winds tonight that are going to last into tomorrow. And looking down to the south could be our next chance of rain rolling in here the late Friday night. So if you're out enjoying the weekend early as we get into Saturday morning, this is midnight, could be seeing some scattered showers around. Those will be gone by daybreak, and then look for another round of rain to start pushing in here Saturday night. And once that stuff gets here, it's going to be a soaker to finish things on Sunday. Temperatures, though, as we get into tonight, not quite as mild. We're going to be down into the 40s in a lot of locations. We'll call it 45, at least in the city, with that 10 to 20 mile an hour wind. Let's break that down in our 4-zone forecast. And we're not going to see a huge range in temperatures tonight for those lows. Anything between 45 and 47 is what we're looking for, with the warmest temperatures being right here in the city for lows tonight. Down into our south zone, 44 in Onstead, 47 in Luna Pier. Not much of a difference out towards the lakes is what we've seen in some of the days past. 44 in Flint, 44 in Manchester. In fact, very similar numbers here in our west zone. And once you get north of M59, we will all stay in the 40s, even up in Sandusky and Lexington. 43 and 44 for those lows tonight. Highs tomorrow getting into the mid-60s. That's still above average for this time of year. Notice how much in the way of cloud cover we're going to see. Plus that wind out of the south at 10 to 20. Not quite as an enjoyable day as what we saw yesterday or even for the finish of today. Numbers continue going down into the weekend. Only 58 for that high on Saturday. Sunday's when most of the rain shows up. 70 still for a sneaky high there. And we really don't recover any of that warmth going into next week. Plus, we've still got a lot of rain to contend with on Monday as well. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. In today's trending stories, new rankings for the best universities in America. See if your school or your student's school is on the list. Up first, Muddy Jeans backlash takes a new turn. Another local clothing company takes a swipe at Nordstrom's with a new dirty and possibly smelly product.
Spend your tax.
In today's trending stories, Inside Edition has scored an interview everyone will be talking about. The wife of Tad Cummins is speaking out. He's the teacher who vanished with a 15-year-old student. Anchor Deborah Norville says Mrs. Cummins talks about the moment she realized she'd been betrayed.
That's when the floor fell out from under her. She realized that he had been unfaithful. She realized that their Facebook postings with happy hearts and everything was all a big fat lie.
Mrs. Cummins also talks about the phone call she's receiving from her estranged husband from jail, and some members of his family are standing by him. That interview starts in just a matter of moments at 4:30, right after this newscast. New kudos today for the University of Michigan. U.S. News & World Report puts Michigan in 4th place among public American universities. Michigan State ranks 33rd, Michigan Tech 56th. Western Michigan is just outside the top 100 at 103, while Central Michigan ranked 110th. You can find out more about the rankings on our website. Click on Detroit.com. Okay, so when we told you about these fake Muddy Jeans from Nordstrom, you knew there was going to be some reaction online. The jeans sell for $425, which a lot of people found outrageous. So now, look what's happening. Reebok poking fun on this online offer for, quote, authentic sweatshirt featuring actual sweat from hardworking Reebok employees. The tongue-in-cheek offer also sells for $425. No coincidence, and no response from Nordstrom.
Good
You're laughing at
on
this.
You, Reebok. I mean, I assume this is not real. You can't
Yeah, I mean, I
really
can't
buy
imagine,
this, right?
yeah, that they're really charging that, but I do kind of like the fact that they played off of it, you know?
And if they can get somebody to pony up for that.
Can you imagine? Someone might actually fall for that one.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, still ahead. One woman was devastated when she lost her Vera Wang wedding ring. Surprising story of how she got it back is next. But first, take a look at the investigation I'm working on for tonight's 11 o'clock newscast. You send your kids off to college, never expecting this could happen. A local university professor arrested after police search his home. So what was really going on inside?
They abuse that position, that authority to get young people in a very bad situation.
I would never expect anything to happen like that.
I'm Local 4 Defender Karen Drew with the investigation tonight at 11. Lazy. Finally, first at 4, the story of a wedding ring that was lost and then found returned to its rightful owner.
Take a look at this Vera Wang diamond ring that Jessica Gorski lost in downtown Sacramento. She thought it was gone for good, But this guy found the ring, put up posters around the area to try to find the owner.
You got to give him credit. Not a lot of people would do that. Jessica saw those posters, and then everyone got together to return the ring. She says this restores her hope in people because some folks still do the right thing.
You wonder if he had about 50 people try to claim that ring.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but yeah, no, you're right. And look at them making all the posters and putting it all around town.
Good on.
Oh, good guy. And thank you so much for joining us. First at 4, Inside Edition is next.